My name is Sarah now. I am 43 years. This is my life story. I have been tired always. 19 years of beautiful tired. I would not change anything. This is how it started. It was cold November morning. I was 24 years. I stood in small bathroom. I held a plastic stick. My hands were shaking badly. 2 pink lines appeared there. I sat on cold floor. I stayed there very long. His name was Michael then. We had been 2 years. I thought we were together. I thought we built something. A life and a future. The kind young people imagine. When I told him truth, he was quiet very long. Then he said those words. I am not ready, Sarah. He said it very gently. As if gentle voice helps. As if kindness softens abandonment. He left after 3 weeks. He packed his bag quietly. He said he needed space. He walked out the door. I never saw him again. Not once in 19 years. Not at hospital ever either. Not on birthdays ever either. Not on Christmas mornings ever. Never, not even one time. I was completely alone then. Completely and absolutely alone forever. My mother lived far away. 400 miles up north. She was a good woman. But she had her problems. My father died long ago. I was just 16 then. I had one friend only. Her name was Rita then. Rita worked double shifts always. She barely had time sleep. So I did what needed. I kept going to work. I was junior administrator then. I kept showing up daily. Even when my back ached. Even when feet were swollen. Even when too tired seeing. I kept working every day. Because rent does not pause. Because bills do not care. I ate rice and vegetables. I stopped buying my coffee. I stopped buying new clothes. Every penny was calculated carefully. Every single penny truly mattered. At night I was alone. I talked to my stomach. I know that sounds strange. But it helped me greatly. I told baby about day. I described what I cooked. I said we will be all right together. I did not believe yet. But I kept saying it. Noah was born in July. 14th of July at dawn. 4:37 in morning. He weighed 3 kilos exactly. 200 grams added too. He had dark full hair. He had the loudest cry. Midwife placed him on chest. He immediately stopped his crying. He looked up at me. I looked down at him. Something happened in that moment. I cannot describe it properly. Every frightened feeling rearranged itself. Into something clear and strong. Into something absolutely completely certain. I thought I will do anything needed. Whatever it takes for him. No one was in room. Just midwife and one nurse. When they left us alone, I held him in quiet. I cried but not sadness. Something too large for naming. Early years were the hardest. Noah did not sleep well. First 18 months were difficult. He woke 2-3 times. Every single night without fail. Each time I dragged myself. I fed him and rocked. I sang to him softly. I put him back down. I stared at the ceiling. Knowing alarm would come soon. I would do it again. I went back to work. Noah was 4 months old. I had absolutely no choice. I found Mrs. Patel then. She lived 2 streets away. She charged slightly less money. She clearly loved children deeply. Leaving Noah first morning there. That was incredibly hard thing. I sat in my car. 10 minutes outside her house. I could not drive away. I cried entire commute long. Then I dried my eyes. I walked into the office. I did my job well. This became my daily rhythm. Cry in the car always. Dry your eyes after that. Do your job very well. Come home and feed baby. Rock the baby to sleep. Sleep for 4 hours only. Wake up and do again. I did not complain ever. Not because I was brave. But there was no one. Complaining requires an audience always. I had no audience then. So I kept moving forward. Always forward, never looking back. Noah grew as children do. Relentlessly and so wonderfully too. He walked at 13 months. Wobbling across the kitchen floor. arms stretched wide for balance. I sat and watched him. I laughed until tears came. He talked at 18 months. His first word was more. Said firmly at dinner table. I felt that was appropriate. He was bright, curious child. He wanted to know everything. How the toaster worked exactly. How birds knew where fly. Why sky changed color sunset. I answered every question honestly. When I did not know, I said let's find out. We looked it up together. Two of us on sofa. Library book or old laptop. Reading about the world together. Those evenings are my treasures. Just us and one question. Whole world opening around it. There were difficult moments many. Winter when boiler broke down. I could not afford fix. Noah and I slept together. Sitting room for 2 weeks. Every blanket we owned piled. Noah thought it was adventure. He called it camping inside. I called it just surviving. Noah came home from school. He was 7 years old. He brought a drawing home. It showed a whole family. Mother, father, children and dog. Teacher asked them draw families. Noah drew himself and me. And a dog we lacked. Where father was in others. Noah drew a large sun. What is the sun, Noah? That is where dad is. He said it so simply. Then went to get biscuit. I stood in the hallway. I held the drawing long. Then I put it up. Right on the refrigerator center. It stayed there 3 years. Noah asked about father once. He was 9 years then. We were washing dishes together. After dinner, our daily routine. Out of nowhere he said, "Mum, why no dad here?" I had prepared this answer. Rehearsed it 100 times. But when it actually came, all prepared answers disappeared fast. I turned off the tap. I dried my wet hands. I sat at kitchen table. I told him the truth. Not all of it though. Not parts that would hurt. But the essential real truth. His father was not ready. It was not Noah's fault. Some people run when scared. I chose to stay always. Every single day I stayed. Noah was quiet one moment. Then he asked me this. Are you glad you stayed? Every day of my life. He nodded and that settled. He went back to dishes. He never asked again ever. Years moved the way years. Slowly in difficult hard moments. With terrifying speed in good. Noah finished his primary school. He started secondary school then. He grew taller than me. Seemingly completely overnight he grew. He developed opinions about music. Music I did not understand. He spent more time alone. In his room away from. But he always came back. Always without any single fail. No matter how teenage complicated. No matter how separate distant. He always found his way. Back to the kitchen table. Back to the old sofa. Back to simple geography us. Two of us our world. He finished school excellent results. He applied to the university. He was accepted first choice. Good university 3 hours away. He studied engineering there proudly. He never stopped wanting knowing how things work in world. Morning I drove him there. Helped carry boxes upstairs. 3 flights of narrow stairs. Made his narrow student bed. Sheets we bought week before. Said goodbye in the corridor. Corridor smelled of fresh paint. Other people cooking filled air. That morning was my proudest. And my loneliest moment too. Both existing in same breath. Inseparably in the very same. I drove back home alone. The flat was very quiet. I made a cup tea. I sat at kitchen table. I looked at his space. Where he used to sit. Then I thought of nights. Cold bathroom floor long ago. Rocking a crying baby then. Calculating pennies very carefully always. Drying eyes in car outside. And I thought we made it both together. Noah is 23 now. He is an engineer now. He calls every Sunday always. Not because I ask him. But because he wants to. He came home last Christmas. He cooked entire dinner himself. Badly but so enthusiastically though. We ate it all together. We laughed about raw potatoes. Potatoes were slightly raw inside. Gravy was too thin also. Before he left that evening, He stood in the hallway, his coat on his shoulder, his bag over his back. He said, "Mum, I know it was not easy, Mum. Raising me completely alone always. I know how hard worked." I looked at my son, this tall and kind man, this thoughtful and gentle man, who had once been small, warm weight on chest, in that quiet hospital room. And I said what said, from the very beginning always, in that small dark flat, talking to my stomach alone. "We will be all right together. You and I together always." He smiled and he knew. He understood every single word. I have been tired always. Every single day 19 years. And I would not change. Not one single moment ever. She stayed and he thrived.